Have you ever walked into a classroom and felt like your presence annoyed people? Like just existing was an offense? Because in my secondary school, my name didn't mean student, it meant entertainment. I attended the Nigerian secondary school, iron gates, assembly ground dust, morning devotion that nobody listened to, and every single day before the bell rang, I already knew someone was going to remind me that I did not belong. Not because I was rude, not because I fought anyone, but because I was quiet. And in Nigerian secondary school, quiet girls are easy targets. They called me local because my shoes were always worn, because my lunch never came from a food flask, because my mother sold provisions. During prep, they would kick my chair. In class, they would mimic my accent. In the hostel, they hid my bucket and watched me cry while pretending not to see. The matrons never caught it. Teachers only said, ignore them. But how do you ignore people who sleep on the bunk above you and laugh at you in your dreams? One afternoon, after afternoon prep, I locked myself inside the toilet. I sat on the floor, back against the wall, and I asked myself a question that scared me. If I disappear from this school, will anybody notice? I covered my mouth because crying loudly was another thing they laughed at. That was the day something inside me broke. And when something breaks quietly, it doesn't scatter, it changes shape. I stopped trying to be liked. Instead, I started observing. I noticed who bullied me only when their friends were watching. I noticed who laughed the loudest but cried the hardest during results. While they practiced insults, I practiced excellence. I read under my bunk with a torchlight. I answered questions in class without raising my voice. I became so consistent that teachers stopped asking who I was. They already knew. By SS3, something was different. The laughter reduced. The whispers changed direction. They still didn't like me, but they feared my silence. Because silence, when it grows confidence, becomes intimidating. And the funniest thing, I never confronted anyone. I never fought back. I let time do what shouting couldn't. Graduation day came. White shirts and navy blue suits. Parents with cameras. Girls suddenly pretending to love each other. Then, the principal called my name. Once, twice, again. Academic awards, best student, scholarship mention. Each time I walked to the podium, I could feel eyes burning holes into my back. The same girls who once hid my books now clapped for me with stiff smiles and shaking hands. That was when I knew the story they wrote for me did not end where they planned. After the ceremony, one of them walked up to me. She looked uncomfortable, smaller somehow. I didn't know you were this smart, she said. I looked at her, calm, whole. I didn't need you to know, I replied, and I walked away. No insults, no closure conversation, just growth. They bullied a girl they thought would remain small forever. What they didn't know was that Nigerian schools don't just produce victims. Sometimes they produce survivors with sharp minds and quiet revenge. If you are being bullied right now, this is not the end of your story. You can overcome them. Share your story in the comments.